All right, another great episode in the books, episode number 9.
Yeah, definitely. We had an awesome guest in DJ Mischievous. Victoria came on and gave us a good perspective on nightlife and all of that. But our topic was really good in talking about how we handle challenges throughout the day or throughout your wedding day or any kind of DJ event, really. But yeah, I liked it. I liked the grab bag Tik Toks, a good little tip on dance floors.
Yep.
And the music was good too.
That's right. We had some Bridezillas, some Momzillas, some Tiazillas.
Tiazilla, got a Groomzilla in there.
You're gonna have to listen to know what we're talking about, peeps. It was a good one, I'm telling you.
It's good. Let's go ahead and just jump right in, huh?
Let's do it. Here we go.
What do you like better, Christmas or wedding season?
Mr. Gray.
Yes. The answer would be wedding season.
Bingo.
Well, you've just inspired me to hire a DJ, so thank you.
Oh, well, good luck finding a DJ who can move and shake like this.
You are now listening to Cutmaster Cast.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, you guys, to the Cutmaster Cast, where we discuss our local events, the DJ and music scene, and wedding industry topics. My name is Chris Romero.
What's up, everybody? My name is Tony Pacheco.
And we have a special guest with us, Victoria Marin, once again.
What's up, everyone?
That's right. The people are excited.
Give it up.
that you're
We're
back.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a fun episode for you all today. We're going to discuss how we all deal with some difficult situations during our events.
Yep. Just overall challenges and just trying to get an idea of what we do to help other people try to look forward. I think it's cool too because Chris and I do a lot of weddings, and Victoria's still trying to learn the wedding trade or just trying to get more experience, and this is good for us to give her a little bit of tips and cool stuff.
Yeah, so and then we're going to go ahead and dig into the grab bag. We've got a few questions there once again. We're getting into these TikTok grab bags. I like them.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of those for us to check out, listen to, and chat about. And then we are going to go back to the music once again. And today we're just going to throw out some tracks that we are currently bumping
Cool.
on the
New tracks this month.
on the Walkman.
I like that.
On the Walkman. I never had a Walkman. I had a CD player with like a strap.
Yeah.
All my CDs.
Dude, I used to go to the gym with a CD player, like
Nice.
strapped onto me.
You would hoop with a CD player?
No, like working out, like weights.
Oh,
But
Oh, okay.
But I did used to, like you would try to run with one of those, and the CD would
it's all
skip. Or
skipping.
in my truck, like I had a little plate that held the CD player, and it was like, you had to get one with anti-shock on it.
Mm-hmm.
That is funny.
I know,
Good old days.
These youngins, they don't get it, people. They
Yeah.
don't know. They don't know what we used to go through to get some good music.
Yeah, I feel like at the time, like I was like, like younger, like starting to listen to music. Of course, there were still CD players around, but it was already starting to transition into iPod Classic
Yeah.
and then,
Digital.
digital stuff. So I didn't have a CD player for very long.
Kindergarten through 5th grade. Probably I remember asking for like a Bob Marley CD in like 3rd grade.
Nice
And then I
choice.
just had, right. But then I remember Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent. I loved
Mhm.
that one.
That was a good one.
Remember the Disney movie Dinosaur?
Yeah.
I got that soundtrack through a McDonald's deal or something.
What was your first piece? We're totally going off topic here. I love it.
Sorry.
This
Yeah.
is perfect. What was your first piece of music that you ever had? Like, what was your first CD or tape, or what was it for you?
So I have two that are like very stick out moments for me. One Christmas, my mom got me a little pink stereo. Well, Santa
Yeah, there you go.
got me a little pink stereo.
Santa Mom.
And I was so excited. And then my mom got me the J-Lo CD. I think it was Love Don't Cost a Thing. I think it was
Nice.
that CD.
Ah.
And she was filming it. And we always go back and listen to it. I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh my God, I got a stereo. I got the J-Lo CD. Like I was so hyped. And then I got a little bit older. And then I was so excited because I don't even know how I came up with the money. But I came up with a few bucks to go get me Graduation by Kanye at
Nice.
Walmart on CD. And I
Yeah.
was so
Ah.
pumped. And it was like a box set at Walmart. It came with the shirt
Oh,
and
wow.
the CD. So I had that shirt, the graduation shirt forever until it had holes in it. It was all beat up.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is cool.
Nice.
Mine was, I remember I had birthday money, and I was hanging out with it was my mom's friend, and she had kids too, so we were all hanging out together. She was babysitting us. They take us to Walmart to go buy snacks, and I see a System of the Down. I think it was Hypnotize CD.
Oh man.
And
Nice.
so yeah, I went grab it, and they're like, "Would your mom let you buy this?" Oh yeah, for sure. Like, and so I got it, bought it, and luckily my parents were okay with it. But that was like the first piece of like, that was the first CD I bought. My dad was really big. He actually showed me LimeWire, but he was big onto like pirating music and all of that back in
Yeah.
the day. And
Weren't we
so
all?
yeah, right. And so I had a lot of like makeshift CDs. I feel like growing up that would just have Metallica, Gap Band, whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
I can just think of things he would play.
Yeah.
But System of a Down, Hypnotize was
Oh,
the first
man.
album I bought. What
That's
about you?
That's a great first album.
Oh.
So mine, I've got two of them as well. So mine began when I was very little, and records were still the thing.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I was a huge Boy George fan.
Nice.
So the
Nice.
Culture Club.
Yeah.
That was my
Uh-huh.
first record that was ever given to me.
Okay.
And it had like Tumble For Ya and those jams on it.
Mhm.
And then my next one was when CDs like kind of came into play,
Mhm.
and I really wanted this CD bad, but it had the explicit lyrics.
Oh.
Yep.
But I told my parents, they didn't know, right? And they went and got it for me for Christmas. Tone Loc. Wild thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was like my first CD. Parents bought it for me. I never played it around them.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
but
funny.
but I also remember too, like going in, there was one time in middle school, going into, it was called Record Roundup at the time.
Mhm.
And purchasing with my own money, the Vanilla Ice. When he came out with
Nice.
with that album, but it was a tape. I bought the tape, and I mean that you couldn't get it. Like
Yeah.
when that album dropped, oh my gosh, like it was the most popular thing. And I remember having my mom run me over to Record Roundup one day after school. I had enough money,
Yeah.
I had to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
See, and that's
funny.
like the fun. Like, yeah, it's cool. You get thousands of songs in your pocket now, but it's just not the same, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
just
It
yeah.
was
digging
fun back
through.
then. You went to the store and it was fun, and your parents took you, or you went, or whatever the case may be. It was just like funner then.
The experience is
Exactly.
completely different, right?
I
Yeah.
loved Hastings. I
Oh,
mean,
same.
you could go through the video games, the videos, and all of that. But once like we were done and I was still there, I was bored. I would just dig through the CDs and be like, "Oh, this is a cool one. Oh, this is a cool one." Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I just looked this up, but I remember seeing a fact about it. Vinyl records have outsold CDs for the first time since 1987.
Wow,
I saw that too. That's
crazy,
awesome.
huh?
Yeah.
that's
But,
crazy.
I mean, to be honest, I bought more records than I did CDs last year. I will say I only bought one record, but I didn't buy any CDs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
there
Yeah.
you go.
And I think I started my record collection in 2012.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think throughout the year, I could probably say I try to buy at least 10 a year. I mean, they could get,
Nice.
depending on what you buy, of course, they could get expensive. So I
They're
try to
pricey.
just do a little, at least 10 throughout the whole year. So yeah, I didn't buy any CDs.
Yeah.
Bought at least 10 records last year.
Yeah.
This year, probably like 3.
You know what I do with my records?
What?
Obviously I put them in frames on the wall.
Yeah.
We use them as display pieces
Yeah.
for our
We got-
set.
and I've got a whole wall of them in the hallway here.
Yeah.
But all right, well that was cool. Nice little intro there. That's
I
kinda
love it.
always fun to kind
Yeah.
of go back and reminisce a little bit over that stuff. It's nostalgic, right?
Mhm.
So let's talk about how we do every show, our weekly events.
Yep.
Once again, I've consistently not had an event this week.
Slow season.
So
So
it's a
good.
little bit slow, but I do have one coming up next week, so
Nice.
I'll have a good one to talk about there after that. But what do you have going on?
I was at Marble Downtown, and I always love Marble Downtown. This was the last of the Friday night funk or disco nights or whatever they wanted to do, just having a DJ in for their Friday nights. But now that they're transitioning because it's getting warmer, they're going to go to the patio and all of that.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah, so I'm excited. They want to get me more of it on the patio as well as upstairs on the second patio as well on like Thursday nights. They want to do that. So
I like that space.
yeah, it's a bunch of different cool things. And what I like about it is you really do get a wide range of people. I feel like with other clubs or certain spots, you kind of know what demographic, and Marble, you're going to get so many randoms, but it's
Yeah.
fun. And that was probably one of the better sets I had. A lot of good requests. Good night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have anything going on?
I didn't. I had the weekend off.
Nice.
Just hung out. just try to do TikTok during the week. That was about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Got your dancing on?
Yeah, exactly.
TikTok dances?
Yeah.
No, she DJs live on TikTok
I
too.
know.
Yeah.
She's pretty bad.
So speaking of, where can they find you on TikTok?
DJ Mischievous, same as my Instagram and all my other social media.
Yeah,
Just
keep it
DJ
consistent.
Yeah, go check it out.
Mischievous. Yeah.
Victoria's
badass.
doing some cool stuff, some awesome mashups on there.
Yeah.
Like, some great stuff with the DJing. So, but I think you should really, add in some dancing.
I know, right?
I'm sure she dances when she DJs.
we need
I
a
know I
dancing,
do.
we need a DJ dancing trend.
Yeah, I look at my TikTok videos and I'm like, I'm too serious sometimes. I try to get myself out of there, like out of that.
The Serato face.
Yeah, I try not to be so serious, but I just can't. So I don't know. That's something I'm going to work on.
All right.
Nice.
We're going to work on it. Okay, cool. Let's get into the topic of the day then, which is how we deal with difficult situations. So we're going to chat about how we handle those situations. I'm going to throw some situations out to these guys, and we're going to discuss how we would handle such a thing. So let's just get right into it. Tony, what do you do if you have a piece of gear that fails, like a speaker or maybe your decks? Someone comes up and you've got a guest, an unruly guest who we'll talk about in a minute. We're going to talk about that person. And they accidentally spill a beer on your DJ decks. Like, what are you doing?
If somebody spills and the decks actually go out, what I would do in that situation is I always have a red and a white, an auxiliary cord pretty much. And I would just plug that in to my mixer and then just DJ off of my phone. Like if I have nothing else,
Right.
normally I have a backup laptop or Serato, you can DJ off your laptop. You can play one song, but I will say it's not
the same, right?
It's not on a controller.
Yeah.
But you could do it.
You can
yeah.
blend tracks. At least do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could do it way better than you would be able to on just like a phone. So
Mhm.
I'd probably like plug it in and still get some music going and just try to figure out how to softly blend in. And if I had like pre-made remixes or something, right? I'd be like, okay, let's sprinkle in that, or like you still got to make it work. So I think for that specifically, but you always got to have backup cords, backup XLR, backup laptops. I always am a big fan of showing up 3 hours early. So say you have a speaker that's bad, right?
Right.
Okay, we can figure it out. We can get one out here. Or also too, just making sure you're prepping your equipment beforehand, making like just going through, double checking all the speaker levels and all of that. So like if you do have a speaker clipping, you can be aware of that and be like, okay, let's not bring that one to the event. Let's bring the other one, or different things like that. So testing your equipment beforehand, but always having backups and thinking about the worst possible scenario. It's funny because I always plug in the red and the white, and just in case, it's literally just in case.
Yeah.
And I use it once,
Yeah.
maybe twice.
Yeah, there was actually one time fairly recently, I want to say maybe last year or so, I had, I don't know, something happened with one of my DJ decks, my actual turntables, and it froze up, something like that.
It sped up, didn't it? Didn't it go fast?
So I don't think it was that happened, but it may have been. I don't remember. But long story short, the mixer that I have, the Pioneer S7, it actually has Bluetooth capability on it. And so I quickly, patched in my phone with I remember I played a Salinas song.
You never go wrong with
you
that.
can never go wrong with Salinas. I was like, and then it'll be a nice long song.
Yeah.
So I played a longer track and right off of Spotify, which I don't recommend, but streaming anything. But this is one of those scenarios, right?
Yeah.
It was like backup, had to do it. I just needed to do a quick reset.
Yeah.
I think I needed to reset Serato, and went through, played it, totally seamless. Was able to restart my stuff and was fine the rest of the night. I don't remember what happened, but I needed to use that Bluetooth option, and I was so thankful that mixer had a Bluetooth capability because it made it just very quick and seamless,
Yeah.
But you've always got to just be prepared, right?
Yeah, I do the same thing as Tony because I only use 2 channels on that 4 channel that I have, my deck. So I always plug in a red and a white to
Nice.
one channel just in case too. Or even sometimes when I'm doing like private events, maybe there's, somebody that comes up and makes a request. There's no way for me to get the song on my laptop. There's nothing. And they're like, hey, can you really, really play this one for us? So I'll just play it off of Apple Music,
Yep.
Spotify, whatever has it, just for them, just
Right.
whatever. So yeah, I try to do that as well.
I've definitely had that. I've had like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, my brother's a rapper and wants to rap me a song. Can we play this? He's got his track.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah.
right, as long as you're cool with it.
Yeah.
And then after he does it,
Yeah.
The reaction went just about as well as I expected it to. But they love and supported the family, so it was
Yeah.
like they were like, yeah, right. But it wasn't like a
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
So
It was good.
one time when I was kind of just starting out, my computer completely crashed and I was DJing a wedding for these people that I knew. Okay, we're just about to get started with the first dance,
Oh my
everything, all that
goodness.
stuff, and my laptop is like the worst condition it could be in, okay? The worst. Luckily, it was this girl that I knew, and then her cousin was there. I went to school with her cousin. I said, "Come here, let me talk to you really, really quick." She's like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" She was the maid of honor. I said, "I know you guys weren't planning any speeches tonight. I have to restart my computer. I need time. Could you make a surprise speech for them?" She's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I would
Nuts.
love to do that for you."
Yeah.
So I plugged in the mic to one of the speakers and, kind of announced it. "Hey, Ashley's here. She's gonna say a few words to the bride and the groom." And she's just going on and on and on and on.
I
And
can
she's
make a
like,
distraction.
"Yeah," she's like, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." She's like, "Okay, cool." And she's like, "All right, love you guys."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out that maid of honor.
Yeah, she literally saved my life that day. I was
She
like,
saved the
"Whew,"
day.
She
That's
saved the
a,
day.
That's a maid of honor job.
you know
right
what?
there.
But that's a way to be quick on your
Yeah.
your heels. With coming up with something like a situation that can
Yeah.
help you out and make it as seamless as possible, right?
That's always the best when it's not the best, but like it's very satisfying to know that you had like a crazy day and then nobody knew a thing.
Exactly. Nobody knew. They thought she was just being sweet.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, we didn't expect any speeches." They were all happy. They were crying.
Yep.
They had no idea that I'm over there like
Sweating
freaking
bullets.
like trying to get my computer
Right.
going. Yeah.
Right? You're like there. Oh God. Oh God.
Literally.
It's so funny. Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that was something that's just funny that always sticks out to me.
Nice.
Okay, here's the next one. So, how do you handle unruly guests? Somebody is just in your face all night long. Play my Bad Bunny request right now, or I'm leaving. Right? How do you handle?
How
How
I
do you
feel
handle
like
Karen?
for always when you're getting anybody who's coming to make up requests or anything like that, you do always want to approach it in a fun and professional way, right? I think
Absolutely.
we've talked about it in the past where we want to be the good guy out of this whole event. We want people to like us because we are those fun, energetic people, and so because we're sending those ideas or we're setting those expectations that we are those guys, we want to be nice and friendly, or girls, excuse me.
No, that's fine.
But yeah, we're setting those expectations and letting them know, like, we want to be inviting two guests to want to take a request, right? But if you have
Yeah.
somebody who's giving you a hard time, constantly in your ear, I feel like you can go about it one or two ways. Like, you can just play the request and just get it over with, or you can try and help them understand that that may not work right at this moment, but give me another song that you think would work and fill in the spot. Because if you want something that you heard, or this was me and my wife's first dance song, and it's gonna be a completely dud, I don't know if that's gonna work right now if they're all responding to Pitbull and Usher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I always think just approach it with being respectable and open-mindedness. And if they give you a request that works, great, right? But if you get an unruly guy who's constantly in your ear, or a girl who's asking you to play more Spanish songs or whatever, I think just treat them with respect and try to take their requests, but also too, like, there's times where I'll just blatantly not ignore them, but I'll take the request and then I'll just never play it, right?
Yeah.
But if they keep coming up and talking to me, maybe I'll think about, okay, maybe I can squeeze it in so they're out of my hair. Sometimes I have to get approval from the bride, right? But
And that's what I was going to say. Sometimes it's not even up to you. Sometimes the bride puts things in place. Like a wedding I did, she said no Spanish,
Yeah.
point blank, period. And most of her family requested Spanish
Yeah, of
all
course,
night.
all they speak is Spanish, right?
Exactly. So I, had to tell him, hey, like per, so and so's request, no Spanish tonight, guys. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
they were all understanding. But yeah, I kind of think that too is something to take it that people don't think about is what they have requested from you. They don't want to hear this or that.
yes, exactly.
So
Yeah, I think it depends on how unruly this guest is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always professional. Same thing as you, Tony. Like, pretty much verbatim is how I approach it, at least for the first, maybe second time. But then if somebody gets really like, just, super aggressive, like, I don't handle that very well. Like somebody that's getting up in your face and being super aggressive with you.
Yeah.
I just don't like that, and I mean, I don't think I would ever. I'm not one that I'm like a violent person or anything like that, right? But
Swinging on him? Get outta here.
But
No, I'm
I
just kidding.
have definitely have a high like I don't have a problem putting up the blocker on someone. And
Yeah.
honestly, like not even seeing them or
Putting
Yeah.
up the wall.
putting up the wall or telling them that they need to, back off or whatever.
Yeah.
Like in the event, if it comes to that, just, treat others how you want to be treated, right?
Exactly.
And if
Yeah.
somebody comes up to you and is telling me you have to play this right now,
Yeah, right.
unless it's a bride and groom, I'm gonna play whatever they want. And I've never had that, like an aggressive like couple with me because
No.
I've already set the expectations with them, right? But
Exactly.
when you have people that are intoxicated, inebriated,
Mhm.
drunk, those ones, and they're coming up in your face, they're spitting all over you, when they're talking,
Yep.
like I don't
It's tough.
I don't handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I usually make it clear with what would you call it? Like just like with my eyes and my tone.
Yeah, like your
Basically,
nonverbals.
Nonverbals.
Yeah.
Nonverbals. I make it very clear. Like you need to back the.
Yeah,
You need to back up. You need to get up out of my space, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'd say it's very rare that that's happened.
You know,
Yeah.
it happened to me once last year, and I will say I find so much value in having an assistant there because she got in my face, and I was like, "You're in my personal bubble. I need you to go talk to her." And then she got really mad. I will say her whole attitude was like, "Okay, well," and then she was best friends with the assistant the whole time.
You know what?
But
I do
then
the same thing.
They were filtered through her, and
Yeah.
then she gave me the request, and I was still able to
Yeah.
keep everybody happy.
Right.
But it was tough because in that moment I was the bad guy to her,
Mhm.
but I was lucky enough to have a secondary who she was very approachable. That's kind of Hannah all day.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
One of our assistants is really.
You
great
know
at
what?
that.
And that's the role of the assistant with us too.
Mhm.
Try to ward off any incomings.
Yeah.
Like
Well, we're in a mojo. You know, we're in a
Exactly.
groove, and so if you're just chirping in my head,
Exactly.
leave me alone.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
yeah, there's
completely
been
agree.
times that I would love to have just let you're in the last 30 seconds of the song and they're just blah, 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 chirping at you. And like that little bit of me wants to just let the song die and the music stop and everybody just look at me and look at Karen over here
Yeah.
just yapping away at me.
Right.
Right.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, do you see what you're doing here? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I think the thing that people don't understand is like you said, we're literally doing our job. So if you're in here in our ear, blah 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 blah, and this and that, and blah blah blah, and requests and song, we're not focusing on what we're doing. There could be 15 seconds left in the song. There could be 3 seconds left in the song, and chances are you were chirping at us for so long we didn't even get to pick the song that we're gonna go into next.
Yeah.
So it's kind of taking away from what we do as well. But I will agree with you, having an assistant is great. The after party I did for Chris at Hotel Albuquerque was awesome. I had an assistant with me, and the same thing. She took requests, and I got to
Nice.
focus on what I
Right.
was doing, and it was fun.
Mhm.
It was really fun.
all right, cool. Next one. How do you handle unruly vendors? People that we work
Ooh.
with, the industry vendors, because I've got to say it doesn't happen very often. I love most of the vendors that we work with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to not only the events that we do, but honestly, like the people in the event industry here in Albuquerque, most of them
Solid.
are wonderful. So, but there are a few that I've worked with in the past.
We've heard your photography story on
Yeah,
this pod.
you know that,
If you haven't, go check it out. It's good.
So, let's just say you've got, I don't know, a planner that is being super difficult
Planners are
to
always
work
like,
with.
it's my way. I've seen this work, and I feel like they have a lot of bad experiences with DJs, and so they feel like this is not happening. I have control of this, so you need to make sure you do it my way. And it's like, whoa, okay. Like I feel like us, we've talked about it. We're pretty easygoing. we can audible a lot on the wedding day, and
Yeah.
so for us, it's not too hard. But yeah, you do get those kind of planners, the one that stuck out to me was a photographer because I feel like their intentions are really good because they want to get their shots, but they sometimes can come across as like too selfish or too forward and like trying to make it everything perfect because they know the right way or like this is how it's been done. And it's like, okay, yeah, but like you're killing the entire vibe right now.
Yes.
I did an event where the videographer and the photographer were like literally screaming at each other.
Oh my God.
Like while they're doing like basically sunset pics, bride and groom
Jeez.
come in from outside and are telling me this, like my photographer and videographer. So they're putting on this whole crazy show in
Yeah.
front of the couple. And I'm just thinking like, how unprofessional, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're coming in and telling me about what they're having their beef outside,
Yeah.
It's like,
Mhm.
wow.
I think for me, as whenever it does happen or something like that does get weird, I try to address it directly. I try not to, how do I say this? I try not to, like let it affect me for the whole day. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I try to like, okay, this is the issue right now. Well, how can we fix it? If it's a timeline problem or whatever it may be, how are we fixing that?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I haven't had too many bad vendor experiences. Maybe not even one.
Nice.
I had a photographer once just pull the couple a lot,
Yeah.
and the party died very, very quickly.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens a lot of times is, when vendors aren't on the same page with each other, or we get caught in our own bubble, right?
Yeah.
So it's really easy for DJs to do. DJs, a lot of us, we got egos, and we're very party oriented, right? Like the party, things have got to go this way for me to throw this awesome party.
Mhm.
Photographers are very photography oriented. I've got to get these shots. I have to take them for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
during sunset. And I'm like, how are you still taking sunset pics? There's no more light outside.
Yeah.
Like you've been out there for 45 minutes. Sunset went down. Like,
Yeah.
or videographers, we got to get they put the massive, huge lights on my dance floor all night
Oh, I
long,
hate
and it's a
that.
killer.
Yeah.
It's a killer. Big old umbrellas out there, right? It looks terrible. Like we
I
do.
get it, but
We do that. We try to set up this beautiful lighting and set up a beautiful backdrop, and now
I'll just
it
watch
looks like us. It's all washed out on the dance floor. People don't like it out there, and it's all because they're only thinking about their
good shots.
their great shots, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
And I get it too. Like it's like I'm not trying to knock.
'Cause they get good shots, right? It's good lighting. It's what you need. So I totally understand. But I feel like you can collaborate with us as well, and we can adjust the lighting for the
Right.
shots.
Well, and then that's why we have gone the extra step of getting lights like these that are actually used in film and movies and
Mhm.
photography to try to, as best we can, like make the worlds come together seamlessly, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I always talk
Yeah.
about it with my couples is we want to complement the space. We want to look like a good addition versus like, I don't know, just kind of tucked away in the corner.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it moving. How do you handle Bridezilla?
Ooh, okay, yeah. Bridezilla is always a unique one. I feel like I've had a fair amount of Bridezillas now, but you don't really get them too much. I feel like a lot of people just want to have a good day, but how you avoid that is kind of setting the expectations of what you're doing, giving them the confidence that you have everything in place so that when wedding day does come, they're good to go. I feel like you have to recognize your bridezilla before the wedding day because then you can easily be able to give her like peace of mind. I will say I've had a groomzilla and
Oh wow.
he had envisioned his wedding day from the very beginning, him and his wife, and it was an immaculate wedding at Sandia, super super fun. But he was, when I think about Zillas, right? Like he was really he was like a big firefighter, stocky dude, so he was like intimidating. I didn't want to mess up.
Is he green?
Was he what?
Is he green and have scales?
Was he green?
No, he was not green. But I think when dealing with bridezillas, you just want to, if it's something that's happening on their wedding day and they're having a hard time, just give them the confidence that you know what you're doing and ask them, how can I help you? What do you need from me to help, right? But other than that, just prepping beforehand, really instilling them that you know what you're doing so they don't give you a hard time.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head with beforehand. So, as best I can, I try not to hire Bridezilla.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, we don't take
Yeah.
every
It's hard
single
to feel
event.
those out in sales meetings, though.
You know what, though? I think that's something that if you're asking the right questions during a
Yeah.
consult, you're going to figure it out pretty quickly.
True.
And, Bridezillas tend to typically are type A's personalities. They're very controlling. They're micromanaging. And I can typically get a feel for that in that very first conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get a feel for that, most of the time I end up being busy
Yeah.
that
I'm
night.
booked.
Yeah, I'm booked. No, it's just not worth. It's it. I used to take every event in the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Mhm.
No matter what, and then the Bridezillas come in. You just don't care. Like, you feel like I need to take every single event, and then you get Bridezilla, and you're dealing with her or him, Groomzilla,
Yep.
during the planning phase. Typically, they're not that bad, and then it's not until you get to that final meeting, right, when you start to figure out,
Uh-oh.
I only want this song, and I only like, or I don't like
Yeah.
top 40, rap, hip hop,
Yeah.
country.
They tend to be picky.
Yeah. So, and then you're like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into, right?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I tried to find Bridezilla during the phone call so I
Yeah.
don't have to deal with her on a wedding day.
What's a good question you ask to kind of give you a good feel?
Are you Bridezilla? Are
Yes or
you,
no?
Are you,
You gonna give me a hard time on your
answer
wedding
yes
day
or
or
no?
what?
It's actually on the inquiry sheet that they fill out.
Right?
Are you bride? No,
funny.
you know what? I mean, I feel like there's it's
some
not
good
it's not
info
just
that
it's
you
not
try
just
to
one question.
Seek.
So having a legit just conversation with them.
Yeah.
So I
good
don't,
point.
our consultations don't tend to center around gear and actual music and stuff like that. So I try to have just a normal conversation, and it's like anybody that you meet for a first time, right?
Yeah.
You can usually figure out
Yeah.
pretty quickly whether you jive or not.
Just what
you
kind
know?
of person they
Yeah, so
are,
what kind
and
of person are you?
whether you connect.
And that's really what it is in
Yeah.
that first conversation. Do we connect? You just said it. Do we have a connection? Are we on the same page here? If they start telling me right away, I've got every single song picked out from front to back. I've got a list of 200 songs, and I want them played exactly this way, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. If I hear a lot of I don't want, that those are usually flags,
Yeah, red flags.
for me. So
Yeah.
yeah, you just I don't know. You kind of have to over time, your gut kind of tells you, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like the well, it doesn't really tell if you're a bridezilla or not, but I think it also helps us with picking the right clients for us. The YMCA question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could tell when, people are just kind of go with the flow, it's fun, or yes, I love it, or the no, I hate it. It's like, oh, okay. When then you have the meeting with them and you see, oh, I can understand why they hate it. I can
Yeah.
understand why they love it. You know what I mean? So I like that on our
and-
website.
And what Victoria's talking about there is on the website. We've got a few questions, just your basic stuff, right? Name, when's your event date, what your
Email.
venue,
Venue.
and then what are your feelings about it used to be what are your feelings about the YMCA, but now it's what are your feelings toward line dances.
Mhm.
And and you either hate it, love it, don't really care, or
I think it's those three.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so it just gives us a little bit of information,
It's a
right?
good gauge for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a simple question, but gives you a lot of information
Exactly.
about the couple.
Right. Okay, so then how do you handle Momzilla?
Woo. Momzilla is tough because
What's worse, Momzilla or Bridezilla?
Mom,
mom.
in my opinion.
Brides can usually let it go. I feel like brides can usually get over it and be like, you know what, it's fine. It's all good. And moms, we've talked about this in the past. A lot of time, parents. I have an aunt Zilla coming up soon. She's very adamant. She's got to say a speech during toast. But a lot of them are paying the bill or paying a good chunk of it, so they feel like they have a say in how it should go.
Yeah.
Oh well, at
I
my
don't even think that. I think they feel like it's theirs.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is my day. I'm
Mm.
paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yep.
it's they have these expectations of what they did for their day and all of that. And so I get a lot of like wedding planner vibes from moms. They are like, well, did you do this? Did you do that? I don't mind when a mom like tags along on a planning meeting. Like, sure, involve your family. It's
Yeah.
fun, right? But it's so tough because I feel like moms come from a good place, but they also are not fully thinking about their daughter or their son. They're putting themselves first. So it's kind of weird because it is out of love, but it's also like, chill, this isn't your day. I get that you danced to a slow dance for your first dance, but they don't want to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
I had an Aunt-Zilla once.
Nice.
ooh,
Yeah.
you had an Aunt-Zilla too,
I had
huh?
an Aunt-Zilla as well. They're doing the dollar dance. Bride and groom specifically asked me in our meeting not to play any slow Spanish during their dollar dance. They wanted it to be fun. They wanted fun, fast country. Perfect. First song I play, here comes Aunt Zilla
No,
from the
you
back.
had a Tia-Zilla.
Yeah, Tia Zilla.
Tia-Zilla.
She's like,
It's Tia-Zia.
That's funny.
yeah, no, seriously. I'm like,
You
geez.
gotta watch out because she brings a chancla up when she
Yeah, no,
makes her request.
seriously. She like, and this venue that I was at had a stage, so she like runs up the stairs,
Oh,
even like
jeez.
skips
Mhm.
steps,
Tia-Zillas are fast.
and is like, "What are you doing? Like, you're never supposed to play music like this during a dollar dance."
Oh my God.
And I looked
had
at
it.
her
I
and I
get
was
it.
like, "Ma'am, with all due respect," I said, "This is so and so's request, and they asked me to play this type of music." And she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
And, she had this, idea of how probably her wedding was and her
Mhm.
daughter's wedding and everyone along the line. And, now with like people like closer to my age or, in their 30s, they're not doing anything traditional anymore.
Yeah.
They want it how they want it. And I think, people got to respect that.
You
Yeah.
survived Tia-Zilla's chancla.
I
Good
did.
For you.
Yeah, I did.
Good.
I was a little scared
Yeah.
at first, but
It's a good answer for the couple or for the aunt, letting her know like, yes, I understand that that's what you're saying, but like we discussed this in a prearranged meeting that these are the songs.
exactly.
Letting them know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I said. And she was like shell shocked. She was like, "Oh,
Yeah, see, they don't know.
I'm sorry."
They
Yeah,
think
they
you
don't
just
know.
showed up and
Yeah.
then you're just playing whatever you want.
Exactly.
And it's like, no,
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing.
exactly.
Yeah, and I think that question, segues pretty nicely into our next question. And it does for me, and it sounds like for you too, Tony. Here,
Mhm.
which is, what is the most challenging situation that you've encountered, or what's a challenging situation that you personally have encountered? And for me, it's the same thing. I had a momzilla that I would say was just pretty controlling, and actually. Mom, the apple didn't fall far from the tree on this one. Bride
funny.
as well. So this is, I think we talked about this a little bit on the last episode.
Yeah.
Where for some people, for whatever reason, they're just they're micromanagers. They're very controlling. So much to a fault, right? Where they just can't enjoy their own wedding. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're so concerned about everybody, everything, every little thing, all the little minor details, things that have already been maybe even discussed and taken care of. So in particular, this one was at Los Poblanos, out of all places. This drove me crazy because I feel like this could have been like easily a top 5 wedding of all time for me, right?
Hey.
Start up the open dancing. And this place is packed. I mean, 140, 150 strong, maxing out
Nice.
that event space.
That's a lot of Los Poblanos.
And they're having such a good time. Groom is loving life, and mom keeps coming up to me, asking me to change the music. And this is a very, very, like, I want to say predominantly younger wedding. There's a lot of 20, 30 somethings there, right? And so I'm playing more. I mean,
Yeah.
Newer
probably
stuff.
75% of the people there are that age, right?
Yeah.
So I'm playing newer stuff. And I'm mixing in a little bit of everything,
Catering
right?
to them
Yeah,
a little bit more towards.
But
versus the
everybody's having a good time,
Yeah.
except for
Yeah.
mom. And then bride comes up to me a little bit later, asking me can you just play the songs on my list?
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay. So I start playing just directly off the list, and the vibe completely changes. I'm not going to say it was terrible because it wasn't. But it went from an 11 to definitely like a 7 or 8, in my opinion, right? And
Yeah.
it's because it got to the point where I'm just going to try to do what I can. Like you just said a little while ago, you're going to try to please them,
Mhm.
de-stress them, do all that
Yeah.
stuff. But she still wasn't having a good time. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. She was that person, right?
That's
that I'm
tough.
kind of
Yeah.
talking about. But the one thing that saved me with this, because immediately after this wedding, I felt like overall the wedding ended up being like probably a 7 or 8. Groom still loved it. Everybody had a good time. We made it work, right? And I got this 1-star review. The very
Shoot.
first time I've ever gotten a terrible review from mom.
Wow.
The day after the
Mhm.
wedding,
Wow.
it said all this terrible stuff, right? And I was like, all right. Well, we had a videographer there filming.
There you go.
And we were only at that time just doing quick little 5-minute recaps. And so
Yeah.
I got this footage and I was like, I'm going to make this look like the most amazing wedding ever.
Chris came with receipts.
Yeah, he did. He was like,
He's like, oh yeah, whack
So,
party, huh?
I put together the most, like, it looked like the best way. And in all honesty, we had all that footage from the beginning.
Yeah.
yeah.
They were having
Right.
crazy fun.
Yeah.
So I put this video out there, I go and I respond to the review, which I will. Here's a tip for anybody out there: if you've ever gotten a review that you just didn't care for, a bad review, whatever, always respond to them. And in this case, I did very professionally. I told them that we strive to to always do our best. Blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that in so many words, it seemed like everybody had a great time, at this event. And for anybody that's looking at this review, because of course, what are people going to look at? They're going to look at great reviews that are like new, but any terrible reviews, I'm immediately going and seeing what people say.
Exactly.
Yep. Especially, if there's only like 2 of them, you're going to be like, what the heck?
Yeah, like
are
what
those?
happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I went in and I said, anybody seeing this review, feel free to reach out and talk with us about it. But also, here's the link to this event.
Yeah.
And I put the YouTube link to this video on there. And what I wanted, what the purpose was I wanted people to go to that and be like, wait a minute, I want my wedding to look and feel like that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was great. And so I put it out there. I respond back to the mom and whatnot, just professionally. I think they even had requested a partial refund or something like that.
Wow.
And I wasn't doing that. Like, it wasn't happening. And so I get a phone call from the mom. I don't know. It was about a week after that, maybe even a couple of weeks. I don't remember.
Mhm.
And she did a complete 180, just complete 180. I'm so sorry. I was on medication and stuff. I don't know. She was.
Oh my gosh.
Gave me this crazy story, and we are getting so many compliments about how great the wedding was, and I wish I could have just let myself enjoy it more. And you did you did a fantastic job, and thank you so much for the video. I was just like, and it made me just think, like, gosh, I just wished for them. I felt bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they could have just actually just let go of everything and just let the professionals do what we've talked about and let us do what we do and
Yeah. Just party.
Exactly.
just party and enjoy
Yeah.
your guests and enjoy your day,
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
It's tough because, like, we obviously don't mind requests,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, when people, I feel like it's a control issue where they're like, no,
I don't want that.
yeah, I wanted it to be this way, and it's not that way. One of my favorite questions is, what do you envision? What are you hearing being played? And they always will like reflect on it. So it really feels
Yeah.
like it's their choice and not me forcing songs on what I think works. Of course, I can use my professionalism and my expertise in the music to better elevate the set, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. So that's one that sticks out for me.
Nice.
It was just too bad because the mojo was for the rest of the night just wasn't the same for me. I felt like the energy on the dance floor wasn't nearly what it should have been.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been. And of course, I had her playlist there. Like, I was going to play and mix in those songs. In fact, I think I was doing that even at the time.
Yeah.
There was one time that I remember the mom came up to me and, can you play this or play that? And I was thinking, like, I just played like that,
I hate
that
that.
artist, like a
Yep.
couple of songs. Like, they're not paying attention to anything that's
Mhm.
going on,
I
right?
hate
They're
when
so
I'm like,
just
I already
tunnel vision.
played that. Were you not here? No, we were not.
Yeah.
All
Exactly.
right, well,
But
you
like
know.
then that too, like I know a lot of us, we will not play the same song twice.
No, it's pretty hard.
Yeah, if you were out
gotta beg
doing
me.
whatever you were doing, I'm sorry you missed the song.
Yeah.
But a lot of us, because a lot of those people are on the dance floor from start to finish.
Yes.
And if they hear the same song twice, they're going to look at you like,
Come on, dude.
come
Or,
on.
come on, girl.
Like, you're not,
Yeah.
you know what I
You're
mean?
not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's just too much music for you to play a repeat.
exactly.
There's so much music out there. You should never be playing repeats.
Exactly.
Victoria, what challenges have you faced? You could even go into
Try
nightlife. 'cause
nightlife, yeah.
I know
Any-
you do more of that.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff for that?
Um,
Crazy promoters or anything like that?
yeah, I mean, promoters just suck in general.
Yeah. That's
um,
why I don't do nightlife anymore.
exactly. They're cheap and
Yep.
lack respect.
Yep.
It's tough.
So it's tough. So I mean, you yeah, exactly. You come across some that are actually pretty great
Yeah,
though.
you've given me some good stories.
Yeah, there's some cool
Guys in
people.
silver, right? There's a bar in silver that's pretty sick.
Yeah, so they're great. They just, the respect is there. They know what I bring to them.
Yeah,
They see
they
what
value you.
they bring to me. They value me, I value them. And that's how I just work in general. Like if I just see the littlest ounce of respect, I will respect you. But once I see there's no respect for me, I'm like done with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been hard for me because I could have a bunch of gigs, right? I could go do this and do that. But recently I would say like maybe last year and like coming into this year, I'm very selective on who I'm working with now. Because I'm, one, not cheap anymore. Two, I'm not a beginner DJ. And three, I value myself. I know what I have to offer and I know what I have to offer these spaces. And if I send you the invoice and you don't agree with that, well, then I'm not the person for you. I'm, you know what I mean? Because it takes my time, my energy, my expertise,
Yep.
everything that I've put into it. So yeah, that's why a lot of things, it kind of seems like it's not
The
as crazy.
the challenges and the craziness and the
Yeah.
chaos, it's more and far and few between, right? When
Yeah.
you start to figure it out and you learn things over time, for example, the Bridezillas.
Mhm.
I can't honestly remember the last time I had a Bridezilla.
Been a while.
Our Momzilla, and the last one I think of is the example I just gave, and that was pre-COVID, like years and years ago.
I don't want to call them Zillas, but
Yeah.
they want control. I definitely had a couple moms last year that were
Yeah.
just wanting to be involved.
A little bit
Say that.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little difficult.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's difficult just sometimes in general. You know what I mean? Like, of course, they have their expectations and stuff, but it's like what we were saying about, promoters. Just a little bit of respect goes a long way.
Yeah.
And it helps everybody, because then tensions get high and
Yeah.
everybody's feeling a little agitated with each other. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Once I had a bride. She was really, really adamant on just having like these special moments with her and her mom, and then the mom wanting to be involved. So yeah, I feel like there's definitely moments where it's like it's okay to have your parents involved and wanting to be a part of it. But yeah, when they start giving their own opinions, I mean, they can give their own opinions. I don't know. It's kind of a weird spot, right?
Yeah.
Because you want to be, yeah, let's do it.
Well,
but
you
you
know
also
what?
want to give your professional.
I think naturally we're people pleasers, and we want to please
Yeah.
everybody.
Absolutely.
Right, and so it throws us off a little bit. At least it does for me when I see somebody, especially like a mom and dad, somebody close to, the people that you're trying to give this amazing day to, that they're just not into it for
Yeah.
whatever reason, and it's it can throw you off your game a little bit because
Mhm.
you want them to have fun too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, let's put a bow on this section here, and let's get into the grab bag a little bit.
Let's do it. This is the grab bag tunes, Victoria. if you
I
didn't
like
know.
it.
Yeah, this is
Ooh, grab bag tunes.
grab bag. All right.
That's actually it. We're not
yeah,
kidding.
Yeah, that's how we do it. That's right. Okay, so today I've got a couple of Tik Toks that I'm gonna
Sweet.
TikTok. So let's
Tukkies.
start with this one, and
Okay.
hopefully I got my levels right here. So let's check it out.
Just making a Spotify playlist.
Let me go back.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I was a bride on 9/10/22, and I also work in the wedding industry. And here's a tip for your wedding. I'm seeing this trend lately of not having DJs, and I totally agree that just making a Spotify playlist is great. It saves you tons of money, but there's one thing that I think you guys need to keep in mind. You need to have someone to be able to MC and coordinate the music. Worked a wedding recently where they didn't have someone like assigned to that. I had to pull one of the bridesmaids together to go ahead and do the announcement of the first dances, announcement of cutting the cake, all of those things. As you can understand, she was not prepared for that. She did not know that was going to be part of her role and was very confused. I had to coach her through a lot of it. So while I agree not having a DJ is cost effective and great, you also need someone that's comfortable like emceeing the night, and please do rehearsal with them so they're prepared.
All right. This is a little bit, I got caught up listening to Taylor in the background.
Me
I've heard
too.
them
I
there.
like that
Yeah,
song.
no, it's a good track. So,
I agree.
yeah. So, interesting, right? People that, weddings are so expensive.
Yeah.
And I think you have to figure out what kind of experience that you want. You know, if you want things to go smoothly throughout your reception, and you're going to depend on people that aren't experienced with that and probably don't want to be in front of a microphone, hate public speaking, which is like 99% of the population.
It's top 2. I think it's spiders. I think it's public speaking, spiders, and heights.
Yeah, spiders that speak publicly. I don't like those.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'm terrified of those spiders. It's the worst kind of spider. Yeah, I lost it right there. Okay,
Right.
what are we talking about again?
Talking spiders.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No, we're
so
talking about
public speaking
emceeing
spiders.
events,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they're just not experienced. And I was watching another TikTok when I was looking through these that was talking just about how important the role of a DJ is and how emceeing can really make or break that part of the event. And so what do people walk away remembering from your wedding? Like typically how good of a time they had or how bad of a time they had. And then they start diving in deep, right? The DJ was terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, or we didn't even know that the cake cutting was happening. We missed it, or we missed that. We missed this.
Yeah.
So there's so many different things. And the emceeing,
That's
I would hate to put my groomsmen or bridesmaids on the spot. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was-
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's a really good point to like think about how nobody's really thinking that, oh wait, we need somebody to make those announcements in a clean and professional way because they don't realize we're like the face of the event for the day. We're
Yeah.
just
Right.
that kind of host, or so to speak. So you need somebody who can be professional, look professional, and as well as act on their toes. I feel like there's a lot of moments where you are thrown for a loop or something happens and you have to MC and be able to react and speak and still be that cool person who can carry themselves well. And I always say in my meetings I like to think of myself as not cheesy but that nice professional
Mhm.
voice that's guiding the day, right?
Yeah.
Letting
Yeah.
people
at the
know
end of the
what's
day, a
going on.
wedding is a production.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, it's a production, and every production needs a voice to it.
Yes.
You know, so
And I get it. I get the budget thing. Me personally, that is not where I would take from the budget.
Yeah.
I would never pull from that category.
Yeah.
Just for that alone. Somebody who can MC, somebody who could keep it going. Spotify's great. We love it. But Spotify isn't going to do all the things that a DJ or an MC or somebody who's both, it's not going to do that for you. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend pulling from that bag.
Yeah. And we're there too. Like, say you don't have a planner. We're that actual day of planner who's talking to the catering staff,
Yes.
who's talking to the photographer, right?
yeah, we
Say-
take on that role, right?
Say you need champagne poured, right? And nobody's pouring out champagne, but we're the one introducing the toasters. So we can coordinate that. So the night moves very flowingly and everyone just thinks about, they don't dissect the day. They just reflect and think, oh, what a great day. What
Yeah.
a great event. you
And
know?
like, I know my family personally, they are so nitpicky. Anywhere we go, oh, that was so unorganized.
Right.
Oh, that was so annoying. They didn't
Yeah.
have this or that, or they didn't, because, when it comes to events that we do,
You must have a Hispanic family,
yeah, exactly. They're,
I knew-
right?
I knew-
I got it too.
you know,
Yeah,
I'm-
yeah, and they
I'm in there.
are. Anytime we've gone to a wedding or even like a quinceañera, 16th birthday, whatever, they'll be like, "Oh my God, that was so disorganized.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a wreck. That was a train wreck." And
Funny.
like people like us keep that in order. You know what I mean? With the planning meetings and the music and the emceeing and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
There's a lot more to the DJ than just the music.
exactly.
Right. Okay. Let's go on to the next one I've got here.
Okay, do you want to know what one of my biggest pet peeves is when it comes to wedding layouts?
Yes, I do.
This is Jody, your Portland wedding planner, and
Hi,
I got
Jody.
a little tip
I
for
like
you.
it. I like a
because
wedding
I
layout.
cannot stand seeing this happen time and time again.
Bring it.
But people, when you're doing your wedding layouts, do not put the DJ far away from the dance floor.
God,
The
yes.
DJ needs to be right on the dance floor at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for a couple of reasons. One, the DJ needs to be in the action. He needs to see your guests, interact with your guests, see how they're responding to the songs he's playing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
His job is to keep people on the dance floor, so he needs to be near it. Secondly, many DJs come with dance floor lighting. And so obviously, if he's not near the dance floor, then that just goes to waste. And while we're on the subject of dance floor lighting, that's a must. Have you ever been to a bar or a nightclub where they had dancing and there wasn't dance floor lights? No, exactly.
Yay, Jody.
That's what I'm saying. Thank
was
you,
good.
Jody.
Yeah,
I went and followed her.
I couldn't agree more with that.
Go
The
follow.
placement of the DJ is massive.
Yes.
So key.
Yeah, go follow Aisle Ready Events on TikTok, Jody.
Yeah.
She's from the Pacific Northwest, apparently, and
Nice.
I already love her. Yeah, so this is someone that gets it, right?
Yeah.
How many times have we shown up to an event and your table is set up for you
Oh, yeah, you're over
a
there.
mile away in the corner of the room in this massive 4,000 square foot space, right?
Talking spiders.
Yeah.
With the
With-
cobwebs.
With a yeah, with a soft wall with no power.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Ugh.
Yeah. Placement's huge. I feel like placement's even huge at a bar. Like I've
Yeah.
been to some bars and clubs where like the booth is up at the top of the roof. You have no idea where the music's coming from. You have no idea if it's a DJ or if it's
Yeah.
a Spotify playlist or whatever. Like placement is huge.
Yeah, even just seeing the DJ around you or whatever, it's like very, very big. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are thinking about like placement and seating, right? Where is everybody going to seat? Keep that in mind so you're not putting grandma right next to the speaker, right? Like put younger people around the speakers so that they're not affected by it. Of course, whenever we have that situation, we talk to those guests. I'll go to them and I'll
Mhm.
say, hey, I recognize the speaker's right by you guys, so just let me know. I can turn it down by a turn of a knob. And a lot of the times, they don't even talk to me at all. But it's me acknowledging that
Exactly.
I recognize that they could be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And because a lot of the times they're scared to like, oh, it's too loud. And nobody has the guts to come tell me, hey, turn it down, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Here's what gets me. Okay, massive head table in front of the dance floor, DJ in the corner.
Yep.
Okay, and how much percentage-wise of the time is the actual dance party?
it's probably like 40.
Yeah, like probably
Almost
40.
half, I was thinking.
At least half
At
of the
least
time,
half,
right?
yeah.
Like most of the time, so
Yeah.
somewhere around there. Okay, so we have this massive head table, maybe even on a riser, taking up all this space to sit there and watch them do what? Eat.
Eat. Yeah.
We're going to sit there and watch them eat, and then for more than half the event, they're not even going to be there. It's empty table
Yep.
because they're going to be out on the dance floor.
Yep.
So, and I'm not saying I don't necessarily need to be the center of attention. That's not what this is about. But it's about functionality, right?
Mhm.
So she hit the nail on the head. Your DJ is going to be feeling the energy of the dance floor, is easily accessible, is kind of the face for the event like we've been talking about. And if you have a good DJ, I think they are still able to make, obviously that couple is the center of attention. Everything is on them that day. I love it when our couples do the sweetheart table that's on the opposite side of the dance floor from the DJ.
Yeah.
So the DJ's on the dance floor, and then you've got the sweetheart table right on the other side. So the couple is still, to me, the center of attention. Everybody knows where they're at.
Yeah.
It's great for toasts.
Yep.
They can you can have your guests come right out on the dance floor in front of the couple, do their speech to them, and just I think thinking of function a lot of times over like a picture. And
Yeah.
really that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
this picture of the head table, I guess. But even then it's like they're not standing at the head table.
Exactly.
They're literally going to sit there and eat.
Yeah.
Exactly. And two, it is kind of an eyesore in pictures of the dance floor because you see a
An empty
table,
table.
with their water and
Right.
champagne and
Yep.
their shots or whatever they're doing that
Totally.
day.
Yeah.
It's all over in the pictures. And no. And also too, when it's time for open dancing, when we're on the dance floor, it's good for us because we can interact with the crowd.
See real reactions.
See real reactions, see what they're like. Even if, it's time to have some fun, get on the mic, get everybody excited. And, when you're in that front like that on that dance floor, that changes everything.
Yeah,
as far as interacting with them.
Just makes it feel like a full show, or
Yeah.
you're like you're out or whatever, because the DJ's right there. You don't go to a nightlife event and the DJ's tucked in the corner.
Exactly.
He's front and center.
Yeah.
And no, it's not about us by any means, but I think, yeah, like you said, it's very important for us to interact with the crowd. I've had instances where I was literally almost in a whole nother room, and I would be playing songs, and then I'd have to okay, they liked it.
They're liking that one.
I
Yeah.
had to go and look around and be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that one did all right.
Yeah.
It was a golf course.
Ladera?
No. Yes. No.
Waco?
Paradise.
Oh, okay.
But there's an event venue right next to the golf course.
Yep.
A little house.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, we've been there.
and the dance floor is like way under there, and then you're back in the corner, and you're
Oh, we were on the dance floor there at that one.
See?
I've only done one time there.
like, yeah, me
and
too.
Yeah, we were there. It's outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They didn't consider the layout.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
hey, it was all right.
oh,
That's fine.
That's
But
right.
Yeah, good one. That's a really good one.
All right. Cool. Let's move on to. Let's get back to the music, people.
We're going back to the music.
Yeah.
Great Scott.
It was just 311 day.
I mean,
It was.
It was. I know they were on the cruise this year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, every other year is either a cruise year or a 311-day year that they do in Vegas. So
Nice.
we're all being next
year in March.
and it's on a Monday. Ugh,
That's
right.
good though.
I don't care. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
Those are the best days for events for us.
Yeah.
Whenever I
Yeah,
hear something
well-
happening on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm like, oh, I'm
I'm
there.
there.
You know
I don't
what?
have to think about it.
When you don't have kids,
Oh.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
that are in school,
Yep.
You're right, Chris.
I know. I'm planning ahead. I'm gonna,
Babysitter.
yep. mhm.
Babysitter.
I'm hiring March 11th next year, people.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Okay, so I think that's gonna do it for the
For the pod episode today.
Yeah, for the
Felt pretty
entire
good.
episode, for going back to the music. That was a good sesh there. Hopefully you guys got some new tracks you can bump.
Yep.
And
Just
yeah,
overall, yeah, I liked how we just talked about our fears and all of that. So it was good. Good episode.
Yeah,
that's
it
good
was
stuff.
Fun day.
Appreciate
Yeah.
having you on, Victoria.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
you, Victoria.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always grateful to have you on here.
All right, so I think we are going to put a bow on this episode
That's it.
and call it a day, and we will see you guys next week.
Appreciate you all. Later.
Thanks for checking out the Cutmaster Cast Podcast. Make sure you stay tuned with all things related at www.cutmastermusic.com.